Guys, Mr. G here, another edition of Storytime. I'm a really good storyteller and I have photographic memory, so I'm going to be doing this every day for the time being. So today's story is about 8th grade, Miss Centino's 8th grade social studies histories class. So in the entirety of my life, my academic life, I've only failed 3 classes. 2 in college and 1 in 8th grade in middle school. The 2 college classes I failed was yoga, problem with the instructor, and sex ed, also a problem with the instructor. The 8th grade class I failed was Miss Centino's 8th grade history class, and that kind of wasn't really my fault. That wasn't really my fault either. So 8th grade, I had a twin brother, Michael, and we were both in 8th grade together. We both had Miss Centino for history, social studies at different time periods. So Michael was friends with Tim Ingram. Tim was the only black kid in the entire school of Bradley Middle School in San Antonio, Texas. And him and my brother were known to be the most rambunctious kids in 8th grade. And in Miss Centino, they were both in Miss Centino's class, and they were known to throw spitballs at the teacher, play basketball with the desks, and also my brother would yell inappropriate things out during study time. So when Miss Centino found out I was his twin brother, she was like amazed because we were totally different. We've always looked completely different. I've always been tall. He was shorter. He's a lot more darker complected, and people wouldn't even believe we're brothers, let alone twins. A lot of times growing up, my brother would claim that I wasn't even related to him. That's something that always stings, always sticks with me. But in this particular time, my brother and Tim were actually letting me hang out with them, so I was friends with Tim too, and I didn't want to be called a nerd, so I actually remember intentionally marking questions incorrectly in Miss Centino's class. The goal was we were all 3 going to fail, me, Michael, and Tim, and we were going to come back the next year in 8th grade, be bigger and stronger than everybody and play on the basketball team and this and that. But also another reason I failed is because 50% of our grade in Miss Centino's class was this cultural project about our ancestry. So our father was totally mean to us, never spoke to me or my twin brother, and he supposedly had like 10 brothers and sisters, but he never spoke about them, and he was from New York City. We didn't know what part of New York or anything like that, and he was just a general asshole to us. And so when I remember giving him the packet about the 50% of my grade and showing it to him, he took a look at it like it's a dead fish and just threw it at me. He's like, I'm not fucking doing this, and he wasn't going to help me with it at all. So what happened? I ended up failing the class. That was 50% of our grade. So I had to take summer school. My father's like, I'm not paying for no summer school. You better find a way to fucking pay for this. So I scoured the newspaper, the San Antonio Express News, for any job for a 14-year-old. I finally found one. It was a job selling newspaper subscriptions door to door for the San Antonio Express News in San Antonio and over South Texas. And it's funny and ironic because that job I was really good at. I was the best salesman in San Antonio. I broke all the sales records, most sales in a week, most sales in a day, highest paycheck. And the best thing is, the most important thing, is that job is what actually got me out of my father's house. It enabled me to have money on my own. Michael too, we both worked there for 4 years, but finally we were able to escape our house, escape that impoverished, abused life. And so that's what happened.